Hey guys, welcome back into another video, and we are back. Go and like and share the video, and we are back for another video on the FBTC Rugby Channel, and we are in for the predictions of this round 17 game. Hope you're well. Put the comments in below if you're doing good, and we are going to start on some teams and my predictions in a moment. Just to warn you guys, I am not doing Bristol Sale because it was the choice between doing Sale Bristol and not doing the Irish Sarries and then Tinu, so it's harder. So I had to skip the Sale Bristol game, unfortunately. But I'll be straight. We'll go straight into it now, and we're going to start off with Quins versus Saints. This game is very contested. If Saints lose, I think it's not a lot of chance of Saints coming into the top four. I think Quinn's top four hopes are gone. They've just got to concentrate on top six now, trying to get into Europe. So for other teams, it's going to start falling away. So I do think it'll be a tight, contested game. Saints this is the reason the team was late, because Saints had to make a few changes apparently. But it's interesting. So Harlequins are gone. Brown, Ashton, Marchand, Laziki, Earl Smith. Glad to see Danny Kerr back. Marler, Baldwin, Kerrod, Louise Simmons, Robshaw, Evans, Donbrandt. Then Gray, Garcia, Botta, Collar, Lamb, Chisholm, Steele, Lang, Morris. And then that's Northampton's team, Harlequins team. Then Northampton's team is Burbank, Olafella, Proctor, Hutchinson, Gray, Collins, Grayson, Mitchell, Hobbs, Izuki, Hayward, Painter, Moon, Iziski, Gibson, Ludlam, Captain Adolf, and then their benches Marshall, Alltrack, Hill, Ribbons, Harrison, Dingwa, Navora. They've gone very strong. It's been a rotated side, definitely for Saints. Quins have gone full out for this game. I think it'll be a tight, constructed game. It's interesting to see how they're going to play. I think game management is going to be absolute key of the game they want to play. I think Danny Kerr will bring tempo to the attack. Tempo will be a massive thing how they want to play. I do think they will come out on top. So I think it's Harlequins will win the game 24-20 with the home advantage. That will be the final score. Harlequins Rugby 24-20. And it'll be I still think it'll be extremely tight, whatever they do. I think it could go one way either. But I back Harlequins at home because the home advantage, same surroundings, and Saints aren't playing that well. They don't look as well. Saints don't look clicking. Don't think they have won one game. They both won one game since the restart. We're gonna go in to Exeter versus Worcester. I think there is no other team. I spoke to a couple of people, and they truly think that there is no better team in the Premiership at the moment than Exeter Chiefs. At the moment, they look so good. They just can't put it wrong. A full strength Bristol team out could not bring Exeter Chiefs second choice team, and just shows how good they are. On a different level, they are. The way they play, they are so good for what they do. Their power game, their line out. If you can beat Exeter, it's through knocking their set piece down. But if you're not on set piece, they can use it for the backs. It's astounding. So Chiefs are gone. Hogg, Jack Noel back from injury. Slade, Whitten, Cuff, Joe Simmons captain. Meander, probably saying that wrong. Moon, Cowan, Dickey, Williams, Gray, Hill, Ewers for Marlon, Sam Simmons. Innard, Keast, Street, Whitty, Capsick, Hadaver, Klein, Skinner, Hendrickson. And then on the bench, they got Jack Innard, Keast, Street, Whitty, Capstick, Hadaver, Klein, and Skinner and Hendrickson. No, they made a change because they have midweek games. But there are no and they made quite a few changes on the bench, and there is no Skinner. So interesting to see the way they play. I think it will be a clear win for Exeter. They look good. I don't think Worcester played well against, but this is they've mixed it around this week, and their team is Worcester's teams is Van Braid, David, I look like a Butler, Peel, Sell, Heaney, Black, Cutting, Palfrin, Scott, Kitchener, Montgomery, Lewis, Van Belton, and benches Miller, Horsley, Morris, Clegg, Williams, Cox, Kitto, Morris. Strong rotated team for Worcester, but I do think Exeter will come quite convincingly to there. They look super good, but I don't think Worcester are going to cause an upset like they did two or three seasons ago. I think Exeter look really good off this lockdown, really impressed me, and Exeter will come away and they are going to stay at top of the table. It will be 28. The score's going to be 28-12. 28-12 to the Chiefs. Control, steady, easy game plan. They'll convincingly win, and that's been quite positive to Worcester. It could be more to Chiefs. You never know. But I do think they look good. Interesting to see. I'm very impressed with how they're flying on Tuesday night. And Harvey's going to get a game. But I do think it'll be a convincing win for Exeter Chiefs. Hopefully they can do well. Drop a comment in below if you're here so just drop a comment, see who's here. And now we move on to my team, Gloucester versus Leicester. Gloucester have gone full out for this game. They rested during the week and got smashed. Well, they lost. They didn't get smashed, but they lost to a rotated Saracens team. So they look, Gloucester, I expect they should win. They should win. Leicester, if Leicester can stay in it, they've got players that can come off that are much stronger and could make a difference. So Gloucester are gone. Woodward, Forley, Harris, Tweltrees, May playing against former team, Cipriani, Simpson, Rapalva, Ruskin, Singleton, Balmain, Slater, Garvey, Ackerman, Ludlow, Plevery. It's a full strength starting 15 for Gloucester. And then on the bench, Marius, Fowley, Stanley, Reed, Clement, Var, Seabrook, Evans. That's a very weak bench, though. I think Leicester have a stronger bench than they have a much stronger lineup. And Leicester have gone George Worth, Harry Potter, Guy Porter, Tom Harquick, Jordan Oliver, Zach Henry, JVP, Bauer, Charlie Clare, Joe Hayes, Thomas Lavanini, Blake Eva, Ollie Chesham, Tom Smith, the youngest ever captain in the Premiership, and Coughlin. Then on the bench, they got a really strong bench of Kerr, Genji, Natalaga, Henderson, Taufua, Ben Youngs, George Ford, and Kelly. But if they can stay in the fight, they've got really experienced heads that could make a massive difference. Players like Taufua, Kerr, Genji, Ben Youngs, and Ford. But I do think it's going to be time. I think we'll stay in the fight. I believe the determination I've seen over the last couple of weeks, we will stay in the fight for the whole game, and we got players to win. Hopefully, Lamin experience. Hopefully, Tom Smith can have a good bit. Been very impressed with him. I think Gloucester's Singleton's been really good for them. Ludland, really good experienced player. Woodward has impressed me. Cipriani, if they get quick ball, could smash. It really depends. If Cipriani gets quick ball, they'll win. Simple as that. But just glad to see how Johnny May does. My prediction will be, I've got to back my boys. 2021 to the Leicester Tigers. 1 point in it. It'll be really tight. I'm being very optimistic. Very optimistic. Backing my boys, but I believe we can do it. I believe under Steve we can do it, and I think we'll just edge it. But it's interesting to see what you think below. Now we're going to go on to Irish Sarries, 1 o'clock kickoff. Irish versus Sarries. It's interesting because they've got a much rotated team. I think Sarries will come out on top in this game. look extremely good. Sarries with a rotated team. They've brought some international back into the equation. Irish are gone. Godwick, Clark, Creevy, Shorick. That's rotated. They've rotated front row. Dons and Manga, inexperienced second row. Cook, Curtis, Howard, Robinson. The back row rotated. Then Brands and Atkins. Then in the centres, it's Williams and Rona. And then a back three, Neil, Stokes and Parton. On the bench, they got Cornish, Dell, Hoskins, the Chavez, Ione, Engelfeld, Paul Cockasina, Joe Cockasina's brother, and Norton, former seven star on the bench. Sarries team is Barrington, George Cook, Atoji Hunter-Hill, Rhodes, Ray, Billy Villapola, Davis, Manu, C. Maitland, Brad Barrett, Daly, Alex Lewington. Good on the bench. They got Wollstonecroft, Green, Josh Ibuku, Capoko, Clark, Wiley, Cecino, and Morris. A very strong team on the whole. No Owen Farrell there. I think they're resting him, might be resting him. But it's a strong team. They got Atoje in there. They got Daly in there. They got George in there. Got Billy V in there. So they're looking strong. I do think Sarries are going to come out on top. I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be very interesting to see how they play. And I do think it's going to be 80-16. Because Sarries have gone much stronger. 16-24. 16-24 to Sarries. Go away up to Twickenham Stoke because they moved, because they've left. They're staying in Reading. And they're waiting for the other staying in London to be built. It's not ready yet. But I do think it'll be a controlling, convincing performance. And I do think it's right. I do, and we're going to go on to our final game of the week on Monday at 3:00. It's probably the game of the weekend. 4th versus 5th. It's going to be tight. It's really tight. Bath have been the informed team since lockdown, has not lost a game. Exeter and Bath have been the best two teams in the league. Bath are in top 4. They look good. And Bath's team is Abano, Dunn, Stewart, McAnally, Yules, Mercer, Underhill, Fallatel. Strongest 4-pack they can go with. Then this has been the big difference, having Ben Spencer at 9. What a signing. Priestland, Hamer, Webb, Matavesi, Jonathan Joseph, McConaughey, Watson, Walker, Bat, Boyce, Judge, Stuke, Reed, Green, Clark, and Glanville. Very good bench, very strong. Their whole team strong. Very strong team they can go with. And then Wasp team is West, Taylor, Allo, Launchbury, Gaskell, Jack Willis, Young, Shield, Robson, Umango, Watson, Mills, Fekatoa, Kibri, Sofwanga. And our benches Olga, McIntelli, Tamano Adam, Rowlands, Tom Willis, Velicock, Boppeth, Minozzi. A very strong bench for both teams. They've made some changes to rotate their team, but on the whole, it's quite strong. That 4-pack apart is being rotated. But that team's slightly being rotated, and I think it'll be a tight. I do think Bath are going to come away with it though. If it really depends. So Bath will probably turn up and win, but it really depends about Wasp. If they have the game from Tuesday, they won't win. It'll be a tight if they had the game against Northampton and the start before those games. They look good. If they can pull that Northampton game, they will win. I think it all depends what Wasp team turn up. But I do think that Bath are going to play a physical, compact game and try out muscle. Wasps are going to play a high attacking way. They're going to try and get as much out to backs as possible and play in that expansive game that they like. Bath can be a really good side. They've got the power and the 4-pack, and they have the backs to do it too. I really like how they're going to play compact and like it. I do think the final score will be close. I do think it's 24-22 to Bath Rugby at home at the Rec. Very tough place to go. No fans, obviously. But next Saturday, Harlequins versus Bath will have fans back. Yeah, I think it'll be a tight contested game, but I do think a late try from Jonathan Joseph will win the game, and that is my predictions. I hope you lot. I'll be back tomorrow night or Tuesday. I'll be back on Tuesday for another evening on another FBTC rugby review show. I hope you are well, and I will see you later.